Okay, Chapter 9, Strangers in Carvahall. Breakfast was cold, but the tea was hot. Ice inside the windows had melted with the morning fire and soaked into the wood floor, staining it with dark puddles. Aragon looked at Garrow and Roran by the kitchen stove and reflected that this would be the last time he saw them together for many months. Roran sat in a chair, lacing his boots. His full pack rested on the floor next to him. Garrow stood between them, with his hands stuck deep into his pockets. His shirt hung loosely, his skin looked drawn. Despite the young man's cajoling, he refused to go with them. When pressed for a reason, he only said that it was for the best. "Do you have everything?" Garrow asked Roran. "Yes." He nodded and took a small pouch from his pocket. Coins clinked and he handed it to Roran. I've been saving this for you. It isn't much, but if you wish to buy some bauble or trinket, it will suffice." "Thank you, but I won't be spending my money on trifles," said Roran. "Do what you will. It is yours," said Garrow. "I have nothing else to give you, except your father's blessing. Take it if you wish, but it is worth little." Roran's voice was thick with emotion. "I will be honored to receive it." "Then do, and go in peace," said Garrow, and kissed him on the forehead. He turned and said in a louder voice, "Do not think that I have forgotten you, Eragon. I have words for both of you." So Garrow is like a weird robot with a really cracked throat. Okay. "It's time I said them. As you are entering the world, heed them, and they will serve you well." He bent his gaze sternly on them. "First, let no one rule your mind or body. Take special care that you okay, he's just gonna talk a lot, so I'm just gonna use my normal voice, okay? Take special care that your thoughts remain unfettered. One may be a free man and yet bound tighter than a slave. Give men your ear, but not your heart. Show respect for those in power, but don't follow them blindly. Judge with logic and reason, but comment not." Duh. Wait, where? Person in power. I need you because I'm blind and I need to follow someone. "Consider none your superior, whatever their rank or station in life. Treat all fairly, or they will seek revenge. Be careful with your money. Hold fast to your beliefs, and others will listen." The sky is green. No, it's not. But it is. That's my belief. I believe that the sky is green, and I hold fast to that. But no, it's not. It's not green. You're listening. It's true. It's not true. I'm listening, but it's stupid. I hear you, but I'm not listening. Then how are you answering me? Huh? Okay, this is stupid. I'm not gonna continue this. Why did I say the sky was green? I could have said the fish fly, but there is flying fish, but they don't really fly. They kind of glide. Pigs fly. That's a funny one. Okay. He continued at a slower pace. "Of the affairs of love, my only advice is to be honest. That is your most powerful tool, to unlock the heart or gain forgiveness. Except with Eragon's case. He tried to be honest, but it doesn't work. Um, that's all I have to say." He seemed slightly self-conscious of his speech. He hoisted Oren's pack, not back. "Now you must go. Dawn is approaching, and Dempton will be waiting." Warren shouldered the pack and hugged Garrow. "I will return as soon as I can," he said. "Good," replied Garrow. "But now go, and don't worry about us." They reluctantly parted. I don't think Garrow has any more lines, so that's good. Eragon and Roran went outside, then turned and waved. Garrow raised a bony hand, his eyes grave, and watched as they trudged to the road. After a long moment he shut the door. As the sound carried through the morning air, Roran halted. Eragon looked back and surveyed the land. His eyes lingered on the lone buildings. They looked pitifully small and fragile. A thin finger of smoke trailing up from the house was the only proof that the snowbound farm was inhabited. "There is our whole world," Roran observed somberly. Eragon shivered impatiently and grumbled, "A good one, too." Roran nodded, then straightened his shoulders and headed into his new future. The house disappeared from view as they descended the hill. Dot, dot, dot. Like big star dots. It was early when they reached Carvahall, but they found the smithy doors already open. The air inside was pleasantly warm. Baldur slowly worked two large bellows attached to the side of a stone forge filled with sparkling coals. Before the forge stood a black anvil, and an iron-bound barrel filled with brine. From a line of neck-high poles protruding from the wall hung rows of items: giant tongs, pliers, hammers in every shape and weight, chisels, angles, center punches, files, rasps, laths, bars of iron and steel waiting to be shaped, vices, shears, picks, and shovels. Horace and Dempton stood next to a long table. Dempton approached with a smile beneath his flamboyant red mustache. "Roran, I'm glad you came. There's going to be more work than I can handle with my new grindstones. Are you ready to go?" Roran hefted his pack. "Yes. Do we leave soon?" "I have a few things to take care of first, but we will be off within the hour." Eragon shifted his feet as Dempton turned to him, tugging at the corner of his mustache. "You must be Eragon. I would offer you a job too, but Roran's got the only one. Maybe in a year or two, eh?" Eragon smiled uneasily and shook his hand. The man was friendly. Under other circumstances, Eragon would have liked him, but right then he sourly wished the miller had never come to Carvahall. Dempton huffed. "Good, very good." He returned his attention to Roran and started explaining how a mill worked. They're ready to go," interrupted Horace, gesturing at the table where several bundles rested. "You can take them whenever you want to." They shook hands, then Horace left the smithy, beckoning to Eragon on the way out. Interested, Eragon followed. He found the smith standing in the street, his arms crossed. Eragon thrust his thumb back towards the miller and asked, "What do you think of him?" Horace rumbled, "A good man. He'll do fine with Rowan." He absently brushed metal fillings off his apron, then put a massive hand on Eragon's shoulder. "Lad, do you remember the fight he had with Sloane?" "If you're asking about payment for the meat, I haven't forgotten." "No, I trust you, lad. What I wanted to know is if you still have that blue stone." Eragon's heart fluttered. Why does he want to know? Maybe someone saw Saphira? Struggling out the panic, he said, "I do, but why do you ask?" "As soon as you return home, get rid of it." Horst overrode Eragon's exclamation. "Two men arrived here yesterday. Strange fellows dressed in black, carrying swords. It made my skin crawl just to look at them. Last evening they started asking people if a stone like yours had been found. They're at it again today." Eragon blanched. No one with any sense said anything. They knew, yeah, but not a lot of people knew about this stone in the first place, so if they did have sense, they wouldn't say anything either because they wouldn't know anything about it. Unless, no one knows about it. Now, where are we? They know trouble when they see it, but I could name a few people who will talk. Dread filled Eragon's heart. Whoever had sent the stone into Spine had finally tracked it down, or perhaps the Empire had learned of Saphira. He did not know which would be worse. Think! The egg is gone. It's impossible for them to find it now, but if they would know what it was, it'll be obvious what happened. Saphira might be in danger. It took all this self-control to remain calm, to remain a casual air. "Thanks for telling me. Do you know where they are?" He was proud that his voice barely trembled. I can't make that voice tremble. I didn't warn you because I thought you needed to meet those, men. Okay. "Thanks for telling me. Do you know where they are?" Blah, blah. "I didn't warn you because I thought you needed to meet those men. Leave Carvahall. Go home." "All right," said Eragon to placate the smith. "If you think I should." "I do." Orr's face softened. "I may be overreacting, but these strangers give me a bad feeling. It would be better if you stay home until they leave. I'll try to keep them away from your farm, though it may not do any good." Eragon looked at him gratefully. He wished he could tell him about Saphira. I think the tea's coming back up. Okay, we should stop soon. Eragon looked at him gratefully. He wished he could tell him about Saphira. "I'll leave now," he said, and hurried back to Rowan. Eragon clasped his cousin's arms and bade him farewell. Okay, Aren't Aren't you going to stay a while? Rowan asked with surprise. Eragon almost laughed. For some reason, the question struck him as funny.
There's nothing for me to do, and I'm not going to stand around until you go.
Well, said Rowan doubtfully, I guess this is the last time we'll see each other for a few months.
I'm sure it won't seem that long,
said Eragon hastily.
Take care and come back soon.
He hugged Rowan, then left. Horace was still in the street, aware that the Smith was watching. Eragon headed to the outskirts of Carvahall. Once the Smithy was out of sight, he ducked behind the house and sneaked back through the village. We'll stop there for now.